Hello, and welcome to Art with Miss Michelle. Today we're going to learn about an artist named Jim Dine. Jim Dine is an American artist who was born in Cincinnati, Ohio in 1935. He didn't do great in school, but he always was really interested in art. So when he was in high school, he would go to school during the day, and then at night he would go to the local college and study art and do art classes there at night. And when he graduated from high school, he went to art school. He started out at the University of Cincinnati, and then he moved to the School of the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, and he got his BFA from Ohio University in 1957. So he studied at a lot of different art schools, and after that he went on to do graduate art school. He moved to New York and he got really into the New York art scene. There's lots of artists in New York, and at the time he was there, pop art was really popular, and he is considered a pop artist, although he doesn't consider himself a pop artist. Pop art uses lots of just really familiar items, like probably the most famous would be Andy Warhol with his cans of soup and different like repetitive objects and just kind of like colorful, fast, interesting, lots of like visual stuff going on. So I think it's interesting that Jim Dine does not consider himself a pop artist, but he did all different kinds of art and still does. He's 85 years old, so he's still alive and makes art. He did a lot of drawing, painting, sculpture, printmaking, as well as poetry and performance art. He uses everyday objects in his art. He did everything from plants, animals, himself, his hands, and even Pinocchio, but he's probably most famous for bathrobes, tools, and his hearts, which he is the very most famous. He's painted and sculpted and drawn hundreds, if not thousands, of hearts in his lifetime. He likes it. He thinks it's a good way to explore color, texture, composition, and as well as just using all different materials. So he uses like spray paint, charcoal, regular traditional painting, and just many different things. And he even has one picture of a heart that he nailed a sock and an old boot onto. And these paintings and drawings can be anywhere from a regular size piece of paper to 6 feet by 6 feet, which is bigger than me. When asked why he liked art so much, he said, "I have no idea, but it's mine and I use it as a template for my emotions. It's a landscape for everything. It's like Indian classical music, based on something simple but building to a complicated structure." So yeah, he considers himself a romantic artist with all of his hearts, and he's famous worldwide. He has artwork in many different galleries and art museums, and he currently splits his time between Paris, New York, and Walla Walla, Washington. So he lives close to us for part of his time. So today for our art project, we are going to do a Jim Dine inspired heart. So for this project, you could really use anything, because he liked to experiment with all different materials. I'm going to use some different colored paper, and I have some crayons and pastels here, and I'm going to need some scissors and a glue stick. You can use paint, charcoal, whatever you'd like, an old boot if you have one. So yeah, I'm gonna switch views so you can see me a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna start by cutting a heart out of my red paper. So an easy way to cut out a heart that looks the same on both sides is to fold your paper in half. And then I'm going to, on the folded side, I'm gonna draw a half of a heart. So I'm gonna make a curved line, kind of like a half circle. And then I'm gonna go back towards the bottom of my paper with kind of a straight line. And then if I cut along that line, it should give me a really nice heart shape, and then it'll be exactly the same on both sides. So then when I unfold this, it looks like a nice heart. And I can decorate this however I want. If I want to glue it on now, I can, or if I want to decorate first and then glue it on. Jim Dine liked to use lots of different patterns. Well, every heart he makes is pretty different, so you can do this however you'd like. If you want to just explore different textures, explore your materials. He even has some where he did finger painting on his. You don't even have to do it like his. You could make, if you want to just draw like a picture or something you like, you can decorate this however you want. There is no right or wrong way to do this project. And then stick your pieces together. And you can do it however you want to stick it. It doesn't even have to be straight. So I'm just gonna decorate this and then I'll glue it together. Okay, so I have my heart and my background done. So I did kind of just like a layered, controlled scribbling with the pastels, which made some cool texture on there. And then I did half a kind of checkerboard pattern and half a more spirally pattern. So I'm just gonna glue this together. And this project is just a really good chance for you to experiment and try different things and be really expressive. So you can do this however you'd like, and hopefully you get to find some cool pattern or idea that works for you. So thanks for watching my video. I hope you like this project, and happy heart decorating.